And tell your joke.
Yes. Hi, everybody. March 15th. Is that?
He's always good.
And we're working on an Irish holiday coming up here, St. Patrick's Day.
Huh.
So I'm going to limit my jokes to Irishmen. Patty and Mick were walking along the street in London. Patty looked in one of the shop windows and saw a sign and caught his eye. The sign read, "Suits $5." Well, five. What's
Pounds.
the
Euros.
£5?
Euros.
Is it pounds?
Pounds in England.
Yeah,
Pounds.
£5. Shirts £2 and trousers $2.50. Patty said to his pal, "Mick, look at these prices. We could buy a whole lot of these, and when we get back to Ireland, we could make a fortune. Now, when we go to steak, you stay quiet. Let me do all the talking, because if he hears our accents, he might think we're Irish and try to mess us up. I'll put on my best English accent." "Okay, Patty, I'll keep my mouth shut. And you do all the business." So said Mick. They go in, and Patty, in a posh voice, "Hello, my good man. I'll take 50 suits at $5 each, 100 shirts at $2 each, or £2, and 50 pairs of trousers at $2.50 each. I'll back up my truck, ready to load them in. Is that okay?" The owner of the shop said quietly, "You're from Ireland, aren't you?" "Well, yes," was surprised Patty responded. "What gave us away?" The owner replied, "This is a dry cleaner."
Oh.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of things. I've got another quiz for you today, but I want to cover one more thing from last time when we talked about the tips and tricks for the iPad. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, you're looking at my screen now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If we look at the iPad, and there's this feature, wonderful feature, that allows you to have two different applications open at the same time on your screen. So you're looking at the iPad right now. I'm going to open my, let's call it my Notes app. If I can find it here. Okay, and you'll notice at the top of the screen here, there's three dots. So I want you to notice that, but I'm going to start a new note. So now I've got a new note started, and let's get rid of that. And what happened? So I put a little text in there called "Look at the flowers." And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to my photos and add a photo to the note. So I go up here to the top and I tap it and I say split view. And you'll notice it splits and it's really off the edge there. But if I open the Photos app now, down here, ooh, I get them side by side. And there's the flowers I want to put. So I'll click on the flower. Whoops, didn't want that. You have to open the app. And then if I want the picture of the flowers, I'm just going to drag them over there. Right? Wow, that was pretty clever. Any other flowers I have here? May have. Doesn't matter. I can add this wonderful dish. So I'll open that. Whoops. Go back. And drag it over.
It takes a
And now I've
copy.
added.
It
Say
takes a
again, please.
copy of it, and the original stays there.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The only way to get rid of something from your photos is to go to recents, which I'm in on the left-hand side there, right click on it. Well, hit the garbage can and then hit the garbage can.
Okay,
That
thank you.
will delete it from everywhere. So if I click on that, it says delete photo. This photo will be deleted from the iCloud photos on all your devices. It will also be removed from all your albums and the recent photos.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's that tip. Okay. And it's called split view. Okay. So if you have your iPad, give that a try. I'll do it one more time so you can get the idea.
Bill, you just put the cursor on the photo, kept it pressed down and slid it over. It's as simple as that, yes?
Yep. I put my
Okay.
finger on it, pressed down, and then I drug it.
That's fine. You drugged it, okay.
That didn't sound well, did it?
That must be a Northeastern expression.
So what I did was this time I'm going to go to messages, right? And I'm going to start a new message. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to click up here and say split view. Now I'm going to go to photos again and I'll drag that same picture to my message.
What size will the photo be in the message? Do you have control over that?
I don't know. Maybe when I go send it, it'll give me a size choice. But I'm not sure what
big. It looks awfully big on the left-hand page right now.
I know. Okay.
Can you right click on it there and control the size?
Nope. I tried that, Dave. Thank you.
No, I just wondered. Can you send yourself something, write one line of text so we see the proportion difference?
I'll send it to myself. Yeah.
And write a text or something, just one line so we see how big it looks, please.
I'm sending it myself and it doesn't show. Somebody, I'd like one of you to try it and send me a picture. And while you're doing that, I want to show you one other thing here.
Bill, I'm dragging a picture to my notes, but it's not staying there. It's bouncing back. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, I don't know.
I put my finger on the picture I want to move, and it asks me
Okay.
if I want to copy, share.
So you have split screen up, right?
Yes, yes.
And you're in notes or messages or notes.
Notes.
Okay. So let me go to notes again.
When I touch the picture, it comes up copy, share, favorite, duplicate, hide, add to album,
Hmm. So you can copy and then go over and paste it.
copy. Okay. Copy. Copy.
But you should be able to put your finger on it
Hmm.
and then drag it.
I put my finger on it and the option comes up. Let me try it again.
Like shown on the screen here.
Yeah, I saw you do it.
Start a new note.
Hmm.
If I put my finger on the eagle and then drag it,
Okay, thank you.
is what I did. Let me try it with I'm doing it with the mouse pointer right now. If I do it with my finger, even though the option comes up, go ahead and drag it.
I tried it on Messenger.
Okay.
And
Okay. Did it
and it
work?
worked. Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it to a friend and I see everything else that I've sent to her, and it just slid it at the bottom of the list.
There you go. Thank you.
Bill, I sent you a message picture.
Okay. Let's see if I got it.
It should be in your messages.
I bet it is. There it is, Lake.
Yeah,
There we
cool.
go. I need these. Which one of them's the best?
They're all good. I prefer cashews myself.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. One other feature there, if you put your if you tap the little dots and you can do slide over. Oops. Let me bring up a different. Let me
Not
I'll bring
working a
up my
second.
I'll bring up my photos, and then I'm going to bring up. No, I want to do it the other way. I'll bring up notes again. Start a new note. And then I want to go to photos. Let me do slide over. It's versus split view slide over. And now I'm going to open photos. And you'll notice that I have a slide over versus a split view. I should have done this the other way so I had the photos in the slide over. And I'm able to move that other pane around. See if I open a new note. And it works.
I tried a second time with only the slide over worked. The first one that we talked about didn't work. So either one works. One or the other works. Let's put it that way.
If you have the slide over and you put
Yeah.
your finger on one of the edges, come on, you can move the slide over. That's why they call it a slide over. Oops, has to be the right edge, it looks like. Yeah. I'm sorry, the left edge. Okay. Get out your pencils and paper, please. If you tap the little dots at the top, you can close the splits or the slide overs. Pencils and papers are out.
Yes.
All right. Question 1. How can you take a screenshot on your iPad? Press the volume up and home button simultaneously. Sweep down with 3 fingers. Press the top button and volume button simultaneously. Or tap the screen with 4 fingers. Question number 2. Which of the following gestures lets you quickly switch between apps on the iPad? Pinch the screen with 2 fingers, swipe up with 3 fingers, swipe halfway up from the bottom of the screen, and double tap the home button. What feature allows you to use 2 apps side by side on your iPad screen? The split screen mode, multitasking view, slide over, or split view. I wonder what's the answer to that one. How can you quickly return to the home screen from any app? Sweep up from the bottom of the screen, triple tap the screen, sweep down from the top of the screen, press and hold the top button. And number 5, the last one, which of these tips helps conserve battery life on your iPad? Always leave Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on, set the brightness to maximum, turn on low power mode, use the iPad while it charges. There's the answer to
There's the
that one.
answer.
I forgot to delete that. It's turn A is the right correct answer for that one. Okay. The answers are: how can you take a screenshot with your iPad? Press the top button and volume button simultaneously. Which of the following gestures lets you quickly switch between apps on your iPad? Sweep halfway up from the bottom of the screen. And you'll get a list of all the apps that are open, and you can switch between the ones to the one you would like. How can you quickly return to the home screen from any app? Sweep up from the bottom of the screen. And number 5, turn on low power mode. Okay. Today we're going to focus on the iPhone and tips and tricks on that. Oh, this is one this, if you have a phone that doesn't have a cover on it, this one works really well. Not so well if it has a cover on it, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. You can back tap or tap the back of the screen. And I can't do it on mine because well, let me take it off the stand.
What is the back of the screen?
The back of the case.
Case, okay.
Okay. So it says you can back tap and do specific functions. So I'm going to go to settings. Accessibility, and then we'll demonstrate this. Settings, accessibility, touch, and then at the bottom of that, it says back tap. It says double or triple tap the back of your iPhone to perform a quick action. So if I back tap my iPhone twice, the flashlight comes on. And if I back tap it twice again, the flashlight's supposed to go off. I've never been happy with how this works. There it went. If I triple tap, it brings up the camera. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay. Now, there are other actions that you could perform there, and here's the list of them. First, that was the first tip of the day.
No, that's a good one. That I've got a fairly hard rubber case with a magnetic back on it, and if I um, tap the magnetic back hard, it works.
Hard. Yeah, I have the same thing, and I don't have the case on it right now.
And not too hard though. It's not too bad. It's easy to use.
Well, you didn't have to get out the hammers? What?
Bill, what did you tap for triple tap?
Well, my triple tap was set. So if I go back to the accessibility there, see where it says triple tap, and that gives me my camera. But if I tap the arrow, I can switch it to whatever I like. I just
Well, I
changed
can't
it.
get mine to turn off. I have that light on and I can't get it to turn off.
I did
turned it
too.
on
I had
with a
that
double
problem. I double tapped and then I double tapped again, and finally the third time it worked. Hmm. Quickly switch between apps. Now I'm going to open 2 or 3 apps. I'll open my messages and notes and tips and reminders, right? So now I have at least those 3 or 4 open. If I want to go between the apps, I put my finger on the bottom of the screen and pull up and stop in the middle. And here's the apps that are open. Now I can either one of two things. I say, oh, I opened this one and I can go to my camera by just tapping on it. Or I can flick it up to the top. If I can do it with my this, yeah. I can flick it up and stop it from running. Now, the best reason I can think of to stop apps from running is they're using battery life because they're in some way using the internet and they continually update themselves. So they're depleting your battery in the background. So every once in a while, I go in and I flick all these out of the way. So now I don't have any apps running in the background. There's something called Spotlight Search. And what Apple has done is the next tip. What Apple has done is they provided a search feature that lets you search your iPhone and iPad and also the internet simultaneously. So if in order to get to that search feature, it's called Spotlight Search. You put your finger about where mine is in the middle and you pull down, and it comes up and has a search at the bottom with the keyboard, and it shows you some recent things you've been doing that you could click on and go there, or you could do a search. And what it does is it effectively searches your iPhone. So I'm going to look for anything that has bill in it. Okay. There's bill of sale app. Zillow apparently has. There's a bunch of bills that I have in my contacts. There's some pictures of Bill. Get the idea? So if you're hunting for something, for example, an app, and you can't find it, just pull down and type in the name of it. I'll type in contacts. And there it listed at the top. So it's a quick way to get to various applications, for me at least. One of the ways, one of the uses of it is to quick way to find an application. It's interesting.
Well, I still can't get my light to turn off with the double tap.
I know it doesn't work that well for me either. Go back and make sure you're still set to do that. But if you want to turn off your flashlight,
I tried going back to that, but I can't undo it. On
okay.
The tap back.
Well, you can go to the control center and turn it on and off.
Bill, can't you just use the trick you just told us? You touch in the middle and slide, I mean, touch at the bottom, slide up to get all the apps, and then push it off the top.
Flashlight's not an app, I don't think. Is
Oh, it's
it?
not?
I'm going to try that. No, it's not an app. If you pull down from the top right, you should have it in the control center right there. And if you don't have it in the control center,
Bill, with the name you showed us, the last name starting with a B, the E had an accent on the end, is that correct?
okay, try that again, please.
Okay,
Catherine.
you showed us a name in somewhere about 3 screens back, and it had an E with an accent on it at the very end.
I typed in Bill. Is that what I did?
No, no, you had a name there. Oh, I don't know what it was. Anyway, your E was an accent. I think you probably know this. If you keep pressing on the E, you will get all kinds of different E's in different languages. You knew that.
Why,
Okay.
why don't I cover that one right now?
Oh, okay. All right. I was just surprised you didn't have E with an accent.
There's a couple of keyboard tips there. So if I go to notes and I start a new note, and for example, if I press the E and hold it, I get a lot of different accent marks I can put on the E depending on the language I'm using. So I can slide up and go over and get this E. If you go to the 1, 2, 3 keyboard and click on the $sign, for example, and press and hold, you get the different currencies, some of the different currencies. So I can go up here and pick the pound. If I hit the globe at the bottom, it gives me a choice, for me at least, it gives me a couple of different keyboards I can use. Now, you may not have those. You should have at least the Emoj one. And then you can shift over and pick some weird little characters to type. There's a cool one. It's called text replacement. And whoops. If I go to my notes again and start a new note, and I have a text replacement that I've already made, that if I type in WTC and a space, it will not show the WTC. It will replace that text with my name. WTC space. And you see what it did? So you might say, well, how do you do that? Oh no. If you go to settings and then you go to general and you scroll down in the general menu to where it says keyboard, and there's a little item there that says text replacement. So I'm going to open up text replacement. All right. And here's some that I've already made. Ooh. For example, if I type in ADR, I'll get my whole address and everything. If I type in BC, I get that. If I type in @, I get my email address. So these are all ones that I've made in the past. So
Now, how did
your
you
question
how did
might
you
be your question might be, how do you add one of these?
or how do you remember what your
Oh well, I didn't say I could remember them all.
if you look on your shortcuts, you can find a list of what you did, right? I mean, what
Yeah, it shows you right
previous
there.
one.
Here's all the ones that are made. Some were made for me.
Okay.
I'll be right there. I will be there. Those are a couple of ones. And PH I put in, right, as my phone number. And there's the WTC that I made. So how do you make one? Well, you hit the plus sign and it says, what's the phrase you want to show up? That's what you would type in the phrase. And then the shortcut is what you want to type to be replaced by the phrase.
Can you do one as an example, please?
Let me try one here. I'll do my name again.
Do the refurbishing.
Pardon me?
Do the refurbishing with
No, it doesn't. The phrase should be something that you want.
I
Yeah,
How
let
don't
me
about
know.
do that
IP for
one.
iPhone?
No, I want to do 3949 SAWYER road.
Yep.
And the option will be RA. RA. That's Refurb's address. And I
Mhm.
tap save. So now if I go back to my notes and I type in RA and space, voila.
And it didn't matter if it had a capital or a small letter.
However you make the phrase
Yeah.
is what will be replaced.
Yeah.
Is what will show up for me.
Mhm.
You mean if
You
I
said
type in capital R and capital A? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I
I
thought
don't
you
know.
put in small RA and then you
Well,
typed
I'm trying the other way around. Yeah, either way, it works.
yeah.
and if you set this up on your phone, it will be on your
Whoa,
um, iPad.
iPad? Let me try that.
Yes.
Did it's just going to show up in my iPad here? General, keyboard. Let's see if RA is in there. Yes, it is. We just made one for RA, and there it is on my iPad. Thanks, Sharon.
Well,
Okay. That's a cool one. You just have to remember the ones you've made so you can use it easily. And the phrase can be very long, so you could really get sophisticated there. We've done this one in the past, but I want to demo it anyway. There's the control center. And the control center, an easy access. It's meant to be an easily accessible feature to get to various things, like your flashlight. So it lists a whole bunch of them. If you put your finger up here in the right hand corner and pull down, many of you may have two screens here, but it comes up to at least have this. If you have the new version of the operating system, you may have a heart here and you may have another dot, meaning your control center doesn't fit on one page. So you need a couple pages for it. And that's dependent upon how many things you put on there. So the question might be, well, how do I put things on there or take them off? If I don't want all this stuff there, how can I remove some? Well, if you go to settings, and you go down the settings list to where it says Control Center. You tap Control Center, and then you customize. Ooh, what happened here? Wow, they changed it. I can't get to my control center. Oh, yes, they did change it. That used to be the way you do it, folks. That's not the way they do it in the most recent operating system. If you go to the control center, and you remember Apple tries to make things consistent. So the way in which you move around, add and subtract things to your home screen is you make them wiggle. So if I press and hold, guess what? I get something that looks like this. Again, I'll do that again. If I press and hold, and I try to hit a blank area of the screen, like down here, press and hold, so I can eliminate items here. I can move them around. I can take them off. Let's see if I take that one off. Let me go back to the control center. Ah. And if I wanted to add some controls, I'm going to take the flashlight off. So I'll remove the flashlight. And then I'll go down here to add to the control center. And I'm looking for the flashlight. So I just click on the flashlight and it's back in the control center. Okay. You might have multiple pages in the control center, and that's the thing on the right here. So there's the 2 pages I have.
Hey, Bill,
Go ahead, Jim.
some of the apps that I have on those screens they're duplicated. Like the first screen has the same airplane mode as the third screen.
Okay, so
Why would it have?
I'm not sure. I have similar kind of thing. Do not disturb is on both screens. So let me see if I get rid of one of them. Yep. So just delete them. I'm not sure why they're on both. So
If you delete one, is it deleted from both screens or just one?
just one.
Just one.
And the little thing that looks like a Mac from Mac and Cheese, you can change the size of them. Some of them you can. And it looks like some of them you can't change the size of.
Bill, I have one that says not playing.
That's just what it just says not playing.
Uh-huh, it's a big one. It's got a screen on it.
Not sure what that is.
That tells you that you don't have any music playing currently. If you
Oh,
have music playing and you
I
hit that,
see.
it'll tell you the song.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me make mine be the same size. So it's that one is what we're referring to. And will it play any music if I tap it? No, because I haven't gotten it. If you had music playing, you could turn it off and on here.
Yes, but also what she was referring to on the side where the heart is,
Yep.
below that, there is a music note on ours. Yours is different. Ours has a music note, and then the bottom has the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi symbol.
You mean like this?
No, I'm talking about on the very side where the heart is. We have one in the middle that is a music note, and you
Is
don't
that
have
right?
that for some.
I don't have that.
No, you don't. Well, we have something you don't.
I feel deprived. I'm going to have to write Apple.
And Bill, in addition to that, I have one that shows the internet connection or the wireless connection. That
What?
symbol.
That's this one right here.
No, it's on the side.
No, it's on
We're
the
on.
side under the heart.
Wow. How'd you guys get that?
The
We
latest
behaved in school.
operating system. I just updated it again.
I didn't update mine last night, so I may not have that. Sharon, did you update yours?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Well, it could have done it last night, unbeknownst. So it has special features there over here on the right. Okay.
But I don't think it had to do with last night because I've had that for a while. I never would use it because that's not where I would go to play music, but I've seen it.
Well, I am in 18.3.2.
And since everybody mentioned that, what is your operating system? If you go to settings and general and tap about, I have 18.3.2 as well.
I only have 0.1 and I have that little note.
Okay. Well, I don't get it and I have two. So it'll be our mission to figure out how you get that little note there on the control center for next time. If you are on your lock screen, which I am right now, and I sweep from right to left, I get the camera. So you know those moments? You know those moments when I wish I had a picture of that and you pull out your phone and it's on the lock screen. Don't even go any further. Just sweep from left to right, from right to left, and the camera will come up and you can take your picture real quickly.
Yeah, thanks for reminding us of that, Bill. I believe that even works on someone else's iPhone.
What do you mean?
If it's not your phone and it doesn't know you.
That's correct. So you could get my phone and take all kinds of pictures on it.
Or if you're at a family gathering, you need to snap a quick picture, you grab somebody's phone and you can take the picture.
I don't know whether that's good or bad. Somebody steals your phone, they can put all kinds of bad stuff, bad pictures on there.
Well, that's
But
an
it's
interesting
there.
point.
Devious minds. Okay.
Hey, Bill, can I toss in one other piece which relates to something you
Please,
told us a moment
please.
ago?
Sure.
So the one thing that has perpetually annoyed me, and which is why we see so many postings with where people have run-on sentences, because they don't realize that you can hit the space bar twice to get a period.
Let me demo
And
that. Yep. Go ahead.
but there's another piece. I've always been annoyed that you can't easily get a comma. Well, or numbers, but I figured out how to get numbers. But the what I tried is I put XX in the shortcuts for comma. And now I can easily get a comma and bring iPhone closer to what Android's always been able to do.
Why don't you just tap a comma?
Because you have to go to
You
the other
have to
screen to get to it.
I understand. Okay.
But the
That's a
other piece
good.
is
Yep.
if you get Gboard on the iPhone, it allows you to get to numbers without having to go to the second screen.
Correct. If you press and hold the numbers,
Right. If you just want to type in one number without having to jump back and forth between screens, you can press and hold a Q or something, and it'll give you that
now
number.
it's press and hold the numbers icon. Let me do that one. I think it is. Boom. Yeah. Couple of things that Dave just mentioned there. One was if you're typing along and you want to put a period, you go hit the space bar twice and it puts in a period. The other thing, if you want to get to the numbers keyboard and you only have to put in one number, so you don't want to have to go back and forth, it takes it's two hands to do it. But if you press the 1, 2, 3 and hold it, type in whatever you want here, and then lift it back up, you're right back to the alphanumeric, the alpha keyboard.
What were you pressing, Bill? Press the 1, 2, 3.
I'm
Okay.
pressing the 1, 2, 3. Let me do it with the. So if I press and hold the 1, 2, 3, and then type the numbers I want. Let me do it again. Let me do one. Press and hold it with my thumb and then go boom, 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 and then release. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing the 1, 2, 3, holding it down, right? And it gives me the 1, 2, 3 keyboard temporarily till I lift my thumb.
Okay, thank you.
I just tried typing to get the period on messages, the double tap on the space bar, and that doesn't work.
It does?
No,
Yes, it does.
no, I'm in messages.
It worked for
Doesn't
me.
ma- doesn't
Really?
matter
Well-
where you. It doesn't matter where you are. Tap the
Interesting,
keyboard.
Bill, on mine.
Yeah.
I press and held it, and when I let go of it, it still left the 1, 2, 3 keyboard up there, but as soon as I typed a space bar, it put it back.
Was that right? Oh, where'd you get that from? Anyway. So I got 1, 2, 3. I put the numbers in, and it stayed there when you lift your thumb. Mine didn't.
Huh.
And if I 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's one I don't have, Dave.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. It's the same as if I just tap it. So if I
No,
press
no.
and hold
But
it
he's
and type
what
numbers
he's
and then let go.
what he's saying is if you go to numbers and you type in your number and then you hit the space bar, it will go back to the ABC keyboard. So that's what you were saying, right, Dave?
It is, but I can't get the press and hold thing that you were telling us about
Oh,
to
you can't
work.
get that to work? It takes two
Maybe take
hands
my
to
key.
do it. The way you just mentioned is better.
Oh, you know what? It's because I was on my Gboard.
Okay.
If I turn off Gboard, then it does
External
just as you
keyboard.
described.
Okay. All right. Wow.
But I love being able to get a comma with my XX now without having to leave the screen.
How did you get the comma so easily?
I put
Yeah,
it
I'll
in
show
the
you what he
keyboard
did.
shortcuts. Yeah.
He went he went to settings.
It's the trick Bill showed us a little bit ago.
I know. He went to settings, general,
I'm admiring it.
keyboard. I'm going to have to do it now, Dave. Text replacement. And he said, I'm going to add a new one. And the phrase I want is a comma. So he just typed the comma. And then he went back to options and he tapped XX and save.
So why
So-
would you want to type two letters instead of just one letter with a comma?
You don't have to go to the alternate keyboard to get a comma. You can do it all from the main keyboard.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So if I go to notes now, right? and I type in XX, hit the space bar, I get, ooh, didn't work. XX space, I get a comma.
And the nice part is this way you can just type your XX space, which you always type after, you always type a space after a comma, and you don't have to switch to it, tap something, get to another keyboard, look and find the comma, tap that one, then
Yeah.
type something again to get back to the original one. You can just type XX and keep going. Just like space to get a period. Makes life much easier.
And what if I wanted two X's?
I tried to pick a set of characters that I would rarely, if ever, type.
I understand. There is a way to do that, and I don't remember what it was. What I'm trying to say is if I wanted to have two X's
I see what you're saying.
But
in
you
my
could do that
text,
if you didn't press the space bar. You could type two X's in.
I know, but I wanted just two X's. I guess if I type another letter and then go from there. Yeah. It's one way to do it is if I wanted two X's, I would type another letter and then backspace and then the space. And I would end up with two X's instead of a comma. But as Dave mentioned, how many times have you tapped two X's in a row? Except to your sweetheart, right, Dave? Anyway, return. There's a feature on your camera. We're switching gears now and going to camera. So if I tap the camera and take a I want to take a burst mode picture. If I press and hold shutter button, well, maybe, whoops. It says here it's supposed to work that way and it's not. Hmm.
Yeah, if you press and hold, it's taking a video.
If you press and hold and sweep to the right, it switches to video mode. Oh, if you sweep to the left, so watch the screen for a minute. I'm going to press and hold the shutter button and pull to the left. And you see, I just took 24 pictures. If you press and hold and sweep to the right, you start video. All that versus just tap the shutter and release it.
To stop the shutter to the left, how do you stop it? Just take your finger off or put it
Yes,
back
you
to the
just lift your
original?
finger.
Okay.
Okay. I'm filling up my I'm I'm filling up my iPad with shutter pictures. Okay.
Yep.
We all know about
Those were
the,
good. Thanks, Bill.
pardon me?
Those were good. Thanks.
That was a good one, right? If you look at my screen right now and I want to increase or change I tap on it and I can change the lighting, right? We talked about this one. See where the lighter fluid? I use this desk at refurb. I take some work home and I use lighter fluid and a bunch of other things to clean the computers. you wonder what I'm taking a picture of. But notice how the lighter fluid container there is out of focus. If I press on that, it's focusing in on that particular item. And let me go back. Again, it's out of focus. But if I put my finger right there and say, I want to focus on that, look what happened. And then I could adjust the lighting. See how the little light appears? And I can change the lighting.
How are you doing that?
I'm putting my finger, Jim, I'm putting my finger right here and pulling up or down.
Okay.
What is the difference between changing the lighting now and changing the lighting when you're processing the photo?
Nothing,
Okay, thank you.
except you know what you're getting this way.
All right, thank you.
So we now have a digital camera here, 35 millimeter, where you click on the area you want to focus on, and that's changing the depth of field, just like you would focus on a 35 millimeter. And then you're changing the shutter time, the amount of time the shutter is open. Pretty
So,
cool.
is lighter fluid safe to clean screens?
Say again, lighter fluid. No,
Is
not
that
the screen. No, no, no. It's people put all kinds of stickers on their laptops when we're refurbished before when we get them,
right?
and we need some kind of liquid to remove the stickiness. And I have alcohol, lighter fluid, and goof off, depending on what they used.
Okay, one is not better than the other. It depends upon the kind
I'll
of.
be careful with them. Some will remove the paint that's on your iPad, or I'm sorry,
That's,
on your laptop. Some remove the paint.
that's the goof off.
That's that's the
Goof
worst
off
one.
removed it. Yep.
You
And
said
then
that's
there's
Hey, Bill.
Goo Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was writing down how to you tap and hold it and sweep up to make it brighter, sweep down to make it darker. Can you show us how to get to the shutter speed again?
that is the shutter speed you're changing.
I thought it was making it brighter and darker. That is actually changing the shutter speed.
Correct.
Okay.
Just letting more or less light in.
oh, that makes sense. You said
But
the
but you
goof.
can do it after you've taken the picture as well. So
You said
yeah,
the goof off is the worst.
goof off
Yes.
is the most caustic.
Really? Wow. Okay. Didn't know that. Thank
And then
you.
there's
Oh, there's
Goo Gone.
gasoline.
If you want to go up the list, there's goof offs the heart if it doesn't work on anything else. And then there's Goo Gone, which is the next one up. And then there's lighter fluid, then there's alcohol, and then I have a solution of vinegar and water.
Whoa. Okay.
But
Thank
the
The
you.
one I
alcohol is the most, it's
go ahead.
effective without damaging.
Right.
Okay.
And the one I use on the screen is the vinegar and water. Wow. I didn't know I'd give you that tip.
By
Hmm.
the way, another good one for that is WD-40.
For removing the stickiness, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that, Dave, but I've heard that. So I think I'll get a can of that and see what I can do.
Dave, WD-40 with the silicone or with the regular WD-40?
Just plain vanilla WD-40.
Okay, thank you.
You know the rule, if you want it to move and it doesn't, you use WD-40. If you don't want it to move and it does, use duct tape.
Thank you.
And you don't need any other stuff.
That's the whole toolkit.
We had a friend put that on his fan belt one time when we were up in northern Michigan. Not good.
You should have used duct tape. Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps better than WD-40 on a fan belt.
Why would you do that? It was squeaking, huh?
It was a good friend. I don't know why he did it. He had a problem with the engine and it was a newer car.
Oh, jeez.
There was a sticker on the fan belt and he wanted to get it off.
You got it off all right.
Yeah, the car was towed to the shop.
Okay. I'm bringing up a shipping thing. I shipped something to my brother-in-law the other day. And this is the shipping tag. I took a picture of it. And there's a wonderful little, you can't see it, son of a gun. There's a icon in the lower left-hand corner, right-hand corner. So if you bring up an image that has text on it, like this one, you'll get a little image in the lower right-hand corner. It's called, not sure what the image is called. But if I tap it, it highlights the text, and you can't see that either. Oh, man. Let me do something here.
Hey, Bill, I was able to get the same thing by tapping and holding that section of my picture. And then
Okay,
it brings up options like select all, copy, paste.
right. Oh, I didn't do that yet. Okay. But I'm just getting the text. Does that come up without?
Yeah,
Yeah,
without having to go to the lower right
that
corner.
just gives me that section, right? If I tap and hold that little icon, it selects all the text on your, okay? So I'm taking a picture of I'll check the iPad out there, right? And you get that. And you have that little blue icon there at the bottom.
And
Now,
what does
there's a wonderful feature there. I want to point out to everybody, if I can remember how to do this.
what does
But
the
Bill, I think I got the same thing by tapping, holding, and then clicking select all.
Okay, hold on, let me try it.
what does the blue icon do?
Select it all.
Well, no, it's a little different, but
Why don't you
okay,
show
you,
the
you
blue
see
icon?
how it has done, you can select all and that selects the text. The little blue icon actually does picture to text. It converts it and see where it says, oh, it doesn't, you can't see that either.
Where is the blue icon?
Say again, please.
Where is the blue icon? I don't see any blue icon on your screen.
Okay, that's what I mean. You can't see it because it doesn't show it.
Oh,
But I'm going to show you a picture of it taken on my iPad so you can see it there. Okay. See the blue icon down here, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
where? I don't see it.
He's got his finger on it.
Let's check the iPad picture.
Yeah. It's a royal blue color.
Okay, I'm selecting a item that has text on it. And down here in the right corner, I tap it. It turns blue and shows you the text. And if I press and hold it, oh, wait a minute. And if I tap more at the bottom, it shows me the various text that's on that page that I can actually do something with. Okay. And again, you can't see it on my screen. But if you have that little blue icon and you tap it when you have some text there, it does the optical to text recognition.
Can you do that with a PDF document?
You can do it with anything you've taken a picture of.
So what? What does that give you?
Well, now I have the entire text
Yeah.
and I can go to that address, for example. What else is there? There's the ship to. It tells me where it's being shipped to. It depends on the text that's been selected. And I've got to do something here. Hold on. I got to check something. Shoot.
Here in Florida. Huh.
I wanted to show you a feature.
That's weird.
Oh, it's on the phone only. I'm a user of Amazon. I use Amazon quite a bit.
Me too.
And one of the features on Amazon, and I'm going to do it this way, is I just brought up my Amazon app, and up here is a picture of a camera. And I'm going to tap that, and I'm going to take a picture of my cup. If I can do it. And I took a picture of my cup, and Amazon went out and showed me all these cups that I can buy. Right? I thought that was pretty clever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it works on other things. Right? I'm going to go back. I'm going to take a picture of a mouse, not the live one. Okay. Let me show them a mouse. Found a mouse, and look at this.
Yours, same one.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Mm-hmm.
Very slick.
That's a good tip, I thought. And boy,
Yeah.
my wife, we broke a set of glass salt shaker. So I held up the pepper one, we broke the salt, and took a picture of that this way, and it showed me 5,000, whatever Amazon does, salt shakers.
Can you do that with food, like a mushroom, for instance?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Amazon sells mushrooms, but okay.
Whole Foods does.
Food.
Well, I'm not on Whole Foods. Well, I don't know. You'd have to try it, see what happens.
All right.
So, Bill, were you in Amazon on a browser, or do you have an Amazon app on your phone for that?
I have Amazon app on my phone.
Got it. So it's the Amazon app on your phone that has that little camera. Okay,
Yeah, so it has the little camera right here.
I don't see the
awesome.
camera. Where's the camera? Oh, on the, okay. I don't have
See
that
where I'm
camera in my, I don't have that camera in my search engine on Amazon.
You have to go to get the Amazon app
I
application.
have it. I have it.
And on iPad or iPhone.
iPad.
Doesn't work on the iPad, does not.
Oh, well, okay, thanks.
I had this, I did the same thing this morning. I said, why can't I do it on my iPad?
Does
It's
it
only
work
on the
on,
iPhone. Okay.
does it work on an iMac desktop?
I don't know. You have to try it.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Bill,
Yeah.
going back to your blue icon, I've noticed as I've been playing with it that if I have a colored background, it doesn't look like a blue icon until I click on it. So if somebody's
Right.
looking for it and can't see it, that might be it. But
It could be.
when I clicked on it on a picture of a sign that I took in Spanish, the what came up was an option to translate it. And when I clicked translate, it was a placemat that had a quote on that happened to take a picture of. And when I clicked that, the translation, it came out as in English.
Isn't that cool?
It was really slick.
In mine, I took a picture of a menu, and when I click on, there was a little icon on the left side after the blue one, the main blue one. It wanted to put it on my calendar and with the time that we were going there.
Okay. That's exactly what I want all of you to be doing is try it out and see what happens. And it's
So, Bill,
amazing the kinds of things you come up with.
here's what I want next. I want to be able to take a picture of a menu and have AI figure out what I like and tell me what to order without having to read the menu.
Oh, you don't want to go that far, do you really?
Absolutely. I don't want to read a menu. Let it figure it out for me.
Oh,
But by the way,
we're in
Bill,
trouble, Dave. We're in trouble.
back with that little blue thing, I was able to do everything without paying any attention to that little blue thing that appeared. I just clicked and held a section on the picture that had text on it,
Yeah.
and then did select all, and then touched it again and did copy. And then it had the text that I could go paste anywhere. I didn't have to do picture to text or anything. It just did it all.
But you couldn't, but were you able to translate it?
I didn't try translate. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Another good one, and I've got to do this. Another good one there is scan a document in notes. And so what I'm going to do is I have a picture here of all my tips that I'm covering with you. So I'm going to open the Notes app. And I tap. Let me start a new note. Oops. And I tap the three little dots there at the top, this one. Three little dots. Ah. Take it back. Come on. I'm in the Notes app. Where do I tap the camera?
Bill, I typed hit the three little dots and I got scan. Is that what you were looking for?
No, no. Look at my screen for a minute. If I tap the paper clip down here when I'm in notes, it comes up and says scan a document, take a photo, and scan text. And they all work a little differently. So if I tap scan a document, it's looking for the outline of a document. If I go up high enough here, there, and it took a picture of it. Now I have that document. Okay, it says scan a document. In notes, tap the camera and select scan documents. That's not quite how it's done. Now, maybe the way it was done then. Okay.
Bill, I lost you on that one.
Okay, I'm going to go back and do it. Let me get a different page here. Here's the joke that I took last time, that I gave you, that I covered with you last time. Okay, I'm in notes. At the bottom of the page, there's a paper clip there. I tap the paper clip, and it comes up and says, choose a photo, take a photo, scan a document, or scan text. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to try scan document first. I tap scan document, and let me try it again. Okay. And it keeps scanning the document in different angles. Remember, that's the one that was Denise and the nephew?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one way to do it. Another way, instead of doing it that way, let me get out of this, cancel, discard. If I tap the paper clip and say scan text, it's going to do optical to text recognition. And it picked up the text and converted it. So that's the difference between cut and paste and optical recognition, optical to text, where it actually interpreted what it saw and converted to a text document. Years ago, that was a really expensive thing to get to happen. You had to pay for an app to do it and a bunch of things. All right. If you hit the paper clip and take a photo, it just takes a picture of it. And by taking a picture, that's different than a document. The document, it tries to just take that much of it instead of trying to center it and take a picture of it.
What? Yeah.
Okay. Are we good with those three?
No,
No.
no.
Scan the text is one. Now I started by hitting the paper clip and scanning the text, right? And I got the text, and there it is on the screen. Whoa, look at that. So that's scan the text. If I start another new note and hit the paper clip and I scan the document, it's looking for the edges of the document. So it's not like taking a picture where I get the desk and everything else that's around it. It actually just says scan the document. And it just took a picture of it automatically. I didn't have to touch anything.
But the
I didn't
result
get a
looks
very
like it's the same thing each time.
No, this is
No.
just the document. It's like taking a picture of a page, not converting it to an actual text. If I convert it to text, I can edit the text. If I just take a picture of the document, I have a picture.
Oh,
Make sense?
sort of.
If I hold it correctly, I can get a better picture of it here. Not doing a very good job.
No, can you do that in pages also?
Probably. I'm not sure. The other thing I can do is just take a picture of it. And you see how I'm not trying, it's not trying to get the document, it's taking a picture of whatever's the camera. It's like taking a picture of anything. Again, it doesn't recognize the text, it just says it's a picture. Okay. If you go to messages, if you go to messages, and I'll go to messages on my phone here. All right. And there I got this photo from Lake Green, right?
Garen.
Who it came from?
Lake Garen, Garren.
I'm sorry, Lake. I'm sorry. Lake Garin.
Yes.
If I press and hold it, you see where it says pin at the bottom, and I tap pin, she shows up here as one of my favorite folks. And if I wanted to unpin her, I would click on it, press on it, and un. So let me do it again with the right mouse here. If I press on, it comes up and says pin. Whoops, didn't that time.
Bill, we can't understand you. Can you mute us all?
I'm sorry, what you, just
If
a
you
minute.
mute, there's somebody talking in the background, so I can't really
Oh, I know, I
understand.
have to figure out who it is. Hold on.
Or just mute us all.
There we go. Participants. Thanks, Ann.
Thank you.
All right. In order to add Lake to my, I would click on or press and hold. I would press and hold on Lake, and then I would pin. And now she's one of the ones that appear here at the top, which are the special ones.
Try that again, please.
Let me remove her. If I press and hold and unpin. So I go to the message, the one I want to, right? And I press and hold it. And then I pin.
Thank you.
Right.
It
If I
doesn't.
want to if I want to unpin one of these, if I want to, I press and hold that one. Let me do it again. To unpin. So it's just a way to make those folks you communicate with more frequently show up at the top.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
So great tip. Um, I just tried pinning 8 people and it used my whole screen. Is there any way to decrease the size of the pins so you can get 5 across or something without using up the whole screen?
I I haven't had that problem.
It
You're
doesn't
just
work for me, Bill.
you're just and you probably don't even have me as one of your favorites.
Oh, you're right there at the top.
Oh, sure. Let me go to messages again here. Yeah, I've got 6. I guess I have to add another one to see what's going to happen.
Or 2 more, and then your screen starts using up the top.
Yeah.
I believe there's a maximum
Oh,
of
if you turn
9.
it sideways, you can get more on there.
I think there's a
You can get
maximum of
Yeah,
9.
good
9.
point.
That's a good point.
I have 9.
Oh, so how'd you get them smaller then? Ooh. You get a bigger phone. Don't know. When I hold it sideways, you can get more on there, of course.
Guess it'd be nice to make them the sideways size on the
Yeah.
portrait mode.
Oh, the only thing I would try there is I'd go to settings and messages and see if there's any option there.
Sorry, in your classes, you've made the iPhone much more useful and attractive, but there are still certain things I want to do that it just won't let me. Oh
Oh.
well. But it's way better.
Okay.
I think it'll only let you put 9 pins on there.
9. You went to 10, it blew up on you, basically.
Doesn't like it.
Doesn't like.
Although you can put group pins.
This is a dangerous one to set, so don't do this with me. I just want to show you how it works. It's called silence unknown callers. You go to settings, and the reason you don't want to do this is by the way, I go to settings. With the new settings menu, the apps show down here at the bottom, and you have to tap that, and then you get your alphabetical listing. I hate going through all that to get to a particular app I'm after. And the way I do it now is I pull down from the top and it comes up with a search bar. I tap on the search bar and I should get a keyboard and I type in the app I'm after and it comes up very nicely. Okay. So how do I silence unknown callers? I go to the phone app and there's an option here. Silence unknown callers. The reason this is dangerous is if you don't have your doctor in your contacts list, they won't make a song. Calls from unknown callers will be silenced, sent to voicemail, and displayed on the recent list. Incoming calls will continue to ring for people in your contacts. Recent outgoing calls and Siri suggestions. Okay? So I choose not to do that one. You can always get, if you're getting nuisance, unwanted phone calls, nuisance phone calls. Let me go to my phone. Recents. Let's go down here a ways. If this phone number here, this one, right, is a call that I know is a spam call, I don't want to call it. I tap the I and I block the caller. See where it says block caller? And that will block that particular phone number from calling you. I got to take care of something. I'll be right back.
Hey, Kathy, can you tell us how you did the group pins?
Oh, let me take a look at that. Let's see. It's from, you set up whoever you're texting to, and you may have more than one person in new message. And then that'll show it in your text that you've sent.
Oh, I
And
see.
then,
I thought you meant you can set a group of pins inside one pin. No, but you can
oh,
have a
no,
group
no, no,
message.
no.
I
If
see. That's
you
a group
message a
message.
number of people and you text with them a lot, then you can drag it up there and make it a pin.
Okay, so it's a group message, not a group of pins. I was hoping for a group
Correct,
of
a group
pins.
message.
Okay.
I'm always confused on terminology, often.
Okay. Safari. Let's talk a little bit about Safari. If I go to Safari, there's a little icon here in the lower right-hand corner down here. Come on, get down there. Okay. And it looks like two little squares, one on top of the other. And if you press and those little squares can do multiple things. If you press and hold them, it comes up and says choose both tabs. Now you could have 400 tabs open, and I have seen 400 tabs open. And all that's doing is hindering your device from working well. If you press and hold that, it comes up and says close both tabs, close just this, or close 400 tabs or 20 tabs. Every time I open a new tab, and you're saying, what the heck's he talking about? I'm talking about tabs. And
Is this a different variation of when you press halfway up, different kinds of things?
No,
No, okay.
let me do a couple things here. I'm going to add some more tabs here. What I'm doing is opening multiple applications or multiple websites at the same time. Let's see. So now I have 5 different websites open concurrently. And you can see if I tap those little squares there at the bottom, it lists all the tabs that I have currently open. The more tabs you have, the harder Safari has to work to get all those tabs open every time you open Safari. And if they're updating themselves frequently, it starts taking away from your iPhone's speed of operation. So if you tap those little squares and it comes up and shows you a picture like I have on the screen right now, and you scroll through many of them, that means you have more than 1 or 2 open. You should probably close them. There's multiple ways to close them. One is to tap the little X. That will close one tab. The other is to press and hold those little squares, and it says close all, and it'll come up in a minute, close all 6 tabs at once. And that's what I do when I've been using my iPad or my phone, and I've used Safari quite a bit. Safari tends to open new tabs continuously. So the way to shut them all down at once is to press and hold the squares and then tap where it says, let me get the cursor down there, close all 6 tabs. It says, you really want to do that? I said, yes, I do. And now they're all closed. Okay.
Excellent tip, Bill.
All right, good.
I just put something in the chat. It's an AI that I like that has references. So in case anybody wants to try the AI, it at least tells you where they got the information from. And you will do something on AI at some point, Bill?
I can, yeah. Why don't I do a little bit on AI right now?
All right.
Good one, Kathleen. That's my favorite AI tool also.
Which
Oh,
one's that?
Perplexity.
yes.
Perplexity. Do I have that? I may have it on my iPhone.
I kept trying more intricate questions like what ingredient is it in this particular formula that causes this, that, and the other? And it gave me that. And then I said, why is this particular product so expensive? And they gave me something for that, which I thought was interesting, like there's, various reasons that they're trying to make money. And that it wasn't really, they're just ripping you off, although they didn't quite put it in that terms. But anyway, I'm getting better at it and it's more interesting. And
The Perplexity app looks like that. I'll see if I have it on my phone as well. I should.
Yeah, Kathleen, I had a situation I was trying to figure out in Excel, which several experts around the country threw up their hands I spent 4 hours one day with Perplexity and she found the answer.
Oh, good, good,
Now,
good.
David, you didn't ask me. You know, I'm a pretty good guy on Excel. Anyway,
You know how to import CSVs and control the dates and leading zeros?
the leading zeros, I think,
Mm,
especially when you're
mm.
working with, you don't want to delete the leading zeros when you're dealing with zip codes, for example. Anyway, Perplexity looks like this guy right here.
Perplexity is an app then that you need to get if you
Yes.
I
want
just
to
used the
use it.
website.
Yes, it
Or the
is a
website, yeah.
website, but I downloaded the app
Okay.
and it's actually a website. And so I tap Perplexity. I want to continue as Apple.
You have to go through this each time?
No,
You can, if you just go to the web, it's really simple.
Yeah, I think that's easier, more straightforward.
well, no, once you've done it, then you've got it made. Ask anything. Oh, where'd I go?
How about what are the average incomes in Saratoga, Florida? Percentages.
Percentages, AV.
What are the percentages of the average incomes in Sarasota, Florida?
Oh man, you're getting
What are the
sophisticated.
average incomes?
Oh,
Try that one.
well, no, percentage of.
Oh shoot.
If it doesn't fit in that box, then it doesn't work.
I've not had that problem. You may have just pushed the button too soon.
I did.
There you go.
Didn't
And
give
it,
me the percentages, but it did pretty good. You know the one I like.
Mhm.
Give me a 5 question. Come on.
So
Is this
that,
what you've been using in all
I
of the
have been
tests?
using that's not perplexities, but I use other ones.
Okay.
And it gives you the answers down below.
Hey, Bill, when you get
Yes.
Perplexity, it says continue with Apple, continue with Google.
Continue with Apple. Continue with
Yeah.
Apple is what I did.
But then do you have to sign in each time?
I don't know. Let's see. Let me
No, it
stop
remembers it.
perplexity and start it again.
That's why I'm saying it might be easier just to go to the website and ask your question. If you have to
No,
sign
don't need
in.
to sign. Don't need to sign in each time once you've done it.
Okay.
So I've just stopped perplexity and I go and
what do you use to make your quizzes?
All right. What do I use? I go to Bart. I go to Chat GPT. I go to what's the big one called? What's Microsoft's called? You have them all here.
Copilot.
Gemini?
Yep. I got Copilot, Bard,
Those are
Gemini.
all AIs?
Those are all AI websites.
Hmm.
And there are a lot more. These ones just deal with text, some deal with pictures or videos.
There seem to be a lot that you can create various visual entities, not necessarily anything that looks like reality.
Yeah. You're using that? You tried that one?
No, but I've been I'm not ready for that one, but I've been on a lot of programs where people do, and
Yeah.
some of them are quite good. They actually don't look,
Amazing.
yeah, they don't look sloppily made.
Mhm.
What else do you use, Dave?
I just use Perplexity. I love that one.
Hmm.
Well, I just went onto it for the first time and they want to know if I want to pay $200 a year or $20
Oh, just say
monthly.
no. Yeah.
Well, say
Don't
yes,
go
of
there.
course.
That's a subscribe.
Give
So
them
I
all your
can't
credit
get,
card numbers.
but they won't let me out of it. There's an X at the top and I use it and I can't get out of it.
There's got to be some way to get out of it because I got to it here.
It must be the wrong place because I haven't seen anything that's asked for money. Sometimes they
I did.
will change a letter or two in the name and take you to a scammer of some sort.
Yeah.
If you mistype, I've done that with numbers. If I type one wrong number, I get something that comes up. If you are a senior over 50, I hang up at that point.
Um, I've got Chat GPT there as well.
Is that the same as perplexity?
It functions relatively the same, but it's from a different company using different processors, etc., different algorithms. So I won't get the same questions. Well, I may. I'll I'll get possibly different questions if I tap in the same request here. All right, everybody. Let me stop sharing here. Gee, most of you are still around. Wow. Thanks for staying with us. um, next week, we'll be talking about monitoring your health. And basically we're talking about the health app on your iPhones. Three guys, one English, one Irish, and one Scot, are all walking along the beach together one day. They come across a lantern and a genie pops out. I will give each one of you a wish for a total of 3 wishes. The Scots guy says, I'm a fisherman. My dad's a fisherman. His dad was a fisherman, and my son is going to be a fisherman. I want all the oceans full of fish for all eternity. So, in the blink of an eye, The oceans were teeming with fish. The Englishman was amazed, so he said, I want a wall all the way around England to protect her so that no one can get in for all eternity. Again, with a blink of an eye, there was a huge wall all the way around England. The Irishman asks, I'm very curious. Please tell me the size of the wall around England. The genie explains, well, the wall would be 150 feet high, 50 feet thick, protecting England so that no one can get in or out. The Englishman gave him his wish, fill the wall, fill it with water.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
No,
Okay. Have a good day, everybody.
Very good, Bill. Thank you very much.
I will
Thank
see you
you.
Thank
next
you.
week.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you,
Same time,
Bill.
same
Thanks, Bill.
place.
So long,
same
Bill.
time, same
Quite
place. Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
Great session.
Yeah.
And David and Sharon and Lake all helped me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
This was
day.
great.
Bye-bye now.
Take care, everybody.